momentarily distracted by my youngest daughter leaving for school and how short their skirts were. If anyone has teenage daughters who have to wear school uniform in the UK, if you've ever been a teenage daughter who had to wear a skirt in the UK, you will know what I'm talking about. They assure me that they will get longer by the time they walk through the school doors. I'm filming a little impromptu vlog. I wasn't going to film today. I did plan to film at some point, but I wasn't sure when. I hadn't quite settled it in my head. And then I realised that I'm actually having quite a fun and interesting day today. So I thought I'd film a little impromptu vlog. I'm heading to St Albans, which is just over an hour's drive from here. I have to sort of go round London, and it's up in Hertfordshire at the top. My dad used to live in St Albans actually, but that's completely irrelevant to the vlog. And I'm meeting, it's about halfway between me and my friend Sarah, who is Yarn Mugs here on YouTube. You may already watch Sarah. She talks a lot about knitting and crochet and creative things that she does, and the books that she reads. And she also does a regular weekly vlog on Fridays about just her daily life. Absolutely lovely. If you're not following Sarah already, make sure you do. It's Friday today, and I've taken the day off so that we can go and meet up. About once a year, we've kind of fallen into getting together, just wandering about, having some lunch, having a chat, and looking at bookshops. And St Albans is the perfect place to do that. It's got a Waterstones, and it's got an independent bookshop as well. So I thought, oh, that'd be nice to film. So I'm just packing my bag. I'm going to take my work bag that I normally allocate for work, just because I really like it. It was a gift from my friend Ali. What a fabulous name. Yeah, and I often get asked about it when it pops up on the vlogs. The brand is Yoshi. It's leather, so probably not suitable for you vegans, but yeah, and I've got a little key ring on it, which is from Adele's art. No, that's not right. I'll put it on the screen. My brain's not fully woken up yet, but she's got an Etsy shop where she sells all of her lovely illustrations that she does in different formats. So anyway, I'm going to pop my purse in here, because once I decided I was only going to take my little tote bag, which I got from Branded Monica. Can you guess what it means? Moye Stedman. Can't read that one. Oh, Goldfrapp, Hammond, all famous Allisons. So I was just going to take that, but when I decided to film, I realised that meant I was going to have to take like my little mini tripod and my spare batteries and things like that, and all of a sudden I had more things to pack. Got my mini charger, tissues, because my nose is always running. Is that a menopausal thing? I just seem to have a constantly runny nose. Yeah, and I'm going to be listening to my audiobook on the way. I am listening to, so the last video you would have seen was my reading update, and I mentioned that I just started listening on Libby, which is one of the free library apps, to Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors, who is here's how it looks. So I'm about halfway through, oh, just over halfway through, about 8 hours in. And when I first started it, I was like, yeah, not sure. The narrator's brilliant. She's great at all the accents, because one of the characters is English and one of the characters is American. Well, and lots of characters are American and from different parts of America and so on. And I was a bit like, oh, I'm not sure. I don't really understand. I don't get this. And then I became a little bit invested in the characters, and the writing is amazing. The writing is really, really good. It's very sweary, very adult, and it's just a story about a relationship between two people and the friends and people in their periphery, all of which are really kind of out there, kind of big characters. I sometimes can't listen to it because it gets too much. It's a bit like dark chocolate, which is delicious, especially a really good quality dark chocolate, and it's absolutely lovely and you really enjoy it, but you can't have too much in one sitting. It's a bit like that. I'm really looking forward to continuing to listen to it on my way to St Albans. I've got my GoPro charging because it was completely flat and I can't find my spare battery. So hopefully I'll be able to film a little bit of my journey if it's interesting. It might just be mostly motorway. So let's go and have a lovely bookie day, friendly day, tea and cake type day in St Albans, see where the day brings us, and it's pizza night when I get home. And yeah, let's have a nice day together. This is my Friday vlog, except you're not going to see it. I should say as well, you're not going to see this for a little while because I'm going to do some making vlogs on my other channel next week. Be a bit too much if I also publish this, so it'll probably be the week after that. So by the time you watch this, you will have already seen Sarah's video. I've already been talking for like nearly 8 minutes. Just realised as well that you probably saw behind me that I had been sitting before I got dressed earlier. I was down here and I was working on my latest project. I'll just give you a little flash of it there. This is not the channel to talk about it, but I am going to be doing daily making vlogs on my other channel next week. So if you're interested in the knitting side of my life, make sure you go and check that out next week. And I will show you what I'm working on, which hopefully will be even further along. But I've been using my light, my Serious light, and they are sponsoring this video. Well, obviously they didn't know they were going to be sponsoring this video because it's a little bit of a last minute decision. But they are sponsoring this video. You can see this picture used to hang in our living room when I was growing up. So it is at least, it must be 50 years old now. Anyway, the light is what I'm here to talk about. Serious readers are sponsoring this video. And this is my Serious light. It's the HD one. There are 3 lights in the Serious lights range. I think it's the HD light, the Alex light, and I'm doing all this from memory without notes. The Alex light and the classic light, I think, but I'll correct myself on screen if I'm wrong. Another gulp of tea. And all the lights in the Serious lights range benefit from a 5-year warranty, which is amazing. They're all hand built here in the UK, which is something I just love working with such an established and quality UK company. It just makes me very proud to work with them. And they all use daylight wavelength technology, which replicates as close as technically possible the daylight spectrum. What you actually need to know is it means when you sit and you read, or you crochet, or you cross stitch, or you knit, or any of those things that we love to do. If you're here watching this channel, you probably love at least one of those things. It makes my life just infinitely better. So I was sitting here this morning, I got up early before everyone else was up, the blinds were still down. I have no interest in opening the blinds to the morning at that time. And I can sit here, I've got my light on, it doesn't strain my eyes. And you can see around me as well how it changes where it's shining on my hand here, but all around me just stays the same. So I sit on this on the end of the sofa, it doesn't disturb anyone else. You can increase the brightness and you can also increase the width of the beam so it gets wider. So you can see it's reaching my face there and now it's back. I keep it on the lowest setting for both and it really just concentrates down on the project I'm working on or on the book that I'm reading. The other interesting thing when I'm filming is you can see it doesn't flicker on the camera, which a lot of light does, and it doesn't turn yellow either. And I think that must be down to how close it is to a natural daylight feel. It has transformed the amount of time I can spend making comfortably into the evenings and in the early mornings. And I'm really happy to be working with them this summer. So I've got a discount for you. You can get £100 off any of the lights in the Serious Lights range. And if you're in the UK, you get free delivery as well. But £100 off is an international offer. I'll put the link underneath. I've got a special unique to me code. And I should also mention that they're running a competition until the end of August. It finishes on the 31st of August. All you need to do is, I'll put the link underneath as well. All you need to do is follow the link for the competition. I'll clearly mark which one's the discount link and which one's the competition link. And fill out the form and you can be in with the chance of winning an HD light, and then there's a second and third prize as well, so that's really good. Worth doing. Might do it myself actually. So yeah, thank you Serious Lights for sponsoring this impromptu bookish trip to St Albans. I've just arrived. My GoPro did charge, but I forgot to put the memory card in it, so I couldn't record anything anyway. It wasn't interesting. It was mainly just the M25 and traffic. It was pretty hideous and boring journey. But it's lovely here, so I'm just going to go and see how I pay for parking, because I can't remember. And then see if the museum that's here has got toilets, because I need a wee. Because I drank that cup of tea right before I left. I'm going to pop my GoPro in my glove box, because it's useless without its memory card. And hopefully Sarah won't be far behind me. I thought it was going to be late because of the traffic, but it all cleared up and it was fine. Update on the book, update on Cleopatra and Frankenstein. Yeah, I'm not sure again. It's very, the people are pretty, it's not cosy, let's put it that way. Everyone's a bit obsessed with drugs, alcohol, sex, money, themselves, but then underlying it there's a really lovely story. I just don't get the really sort of gritty bits on top of it. I'm still enjoying listening to it. It's not my usual kind of thing, but I think I am glad that I am experiencing the story, which is ultimately what you want. Right, parking. Oh, good morning, Mr. Magpie. How's your lady wife? Or ducks, as I called them in a vlog once. got home. It's taken me about 2 hours to get home, which it should only take about an hour because of the M25 and its stupid ways. I have got heartburn for some reason. I'm not sure why. It might have been the very rich brownie we had with our cup of tea this morning. But you wouldn't think that would be affecting me now, like 5.5 hours later. So I am going to go and have some Gaviscon. And then I'm going to sit down and have a bit of a knit. And then I will catch up with you and show you what I bought and what I brought home with me for free. I'm in bed. I'm talking to the camera. Dan's just behind the camera because he works in our bedroom, so he's got his desk all set up and everything, and I'm up here because I tried to settle down with my knitting and my audiobook or maybe a bit of YouTube downstairs, but Lilia's watching New Girl for the second time and it's too funny and I keep getting distracted. And I think, I've seen New Girl, I don't need to see it again. I want to watch podcasts. Anyway, I'm going to show you the bits that I picked up today. So first of all, I've come home to some bookish mail that I forgot that I'd ordered from World of Books. World of Books, if you don't know, is just an online place. They've got their own website, but I usually get stuff from them via eBay that sell second-hand books. And I have ordered this. Oh, it said it was in really good condition. I'm going to say not in really good condition. That is not a really good condition spine. I don't know if that's going to show up. But never mind. Just means I can read it in the bath and not feel worried about it. It is The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafron. And it's quite heavy to hold. And the reason I bought it, I'll read you a little bit of the blurb. Hidden in the heart of the old city of Barcelona is the cemetery of forgotten books. A labyrinthine, is that the right? A labyrinthine library of obscure and forgotten titles. To this library, a man brings his 10-year-old son, Daniel. One cold morning in 1945, Daniel was allowed to choose one book, and from the dusty shelves pulls The Shadow of the Wind by Julian Carax. But as Daniel grows up, several people seem inordinately interested in his find. What begins as a case of literary curiosity turns into a race to find out the truth behind the life and death of Julian Carax and to save those he left behind. It's set in Barcelona. We are going on holiday in August to Spain as a family. It's the first time we're going on a sort of hot holiday to Spain, flying. My mum's coming, everything. And I thought that this would get me in the sort of Spanish mood. It's quite a hefty book. It's a big book. It's hardback size, even though it's paperback.
It's a tome.
It's a tome. How many? 402 pages. That's not too bad. Feels nice. And it was only like £3 or something. And the reason I got this is because I was watching a new to me channel on YouTube, which is so lovely, called Cups and Thoughts. She is... Oh, she's in Australia, but she's originally, I think, from... Hang on, let's have a look. I don't want to get it wrong. No, it's my first search on my thing. Obsessed much. Indonesia. I knew I'd got that wrong. So she's an Indonesian living in Perth in Australia. She, you don't ever see her face, but she has this gorgeous, lovely, cosy setup. She annotates books. She orders special edition books. She talks about the books that she's got. She does journal spreads about them. They're not all the kind of books that I would read, but she does talk a lot about them, and a couple of her recommendations have been really, really good. I'm trying to get Lilia, my eldest daughter, to watch because it's the kind of thing Lilia does as well. Anyway, she was talking about another book that was set in Madrid called The Familiar by Lee... Can't remember. I'll put it on the screen. I'm sure you're all shouting at the screen about who it is. And she said that it was in a similar vein to the feelings of Spain as The Shadow of the Wind. So I thought, oh, I'm going to go and see if I can get it. So I thought it might be fun to read in the lead up to going away. I'm not going to take it away with me because it's massive. I'll just pop that down there. And the book that I bought when I was out, I was going to get myself more than one, but I talked myself out of it, as I often do, and I just treated myself to one special book. And when we went to two bookshops, we went to the Bookshop on the Hill. I think that's what it's called. Oh, Books on the Hill. 1 Holywell Hill, St Albans, Hertfordshire. Their website is books-on-the-hill.co.uk. And we were having a really nice look around, and then one of the booksellers in there came up and said, "Oh, are you looking for something to buy? Do you want some recommendations?" And we were like, "Yes, please." So she took us to they had one section that was all translated fiction. And she mentioned 4 or 5 books that she said were just brilliant. She gave us a really good sort of rundown and summary of them. And then when she talked about Antoine Lorraine, she basically said you can pick any of them and you'll be delighted. And I think she said the Red Notebook was one of her particular favourites, or the first one. And I'm going to read the blurb because it just sounds a bit, it's only a little thing. I might actually take this on holiday with me because it'd be perfect. And it says, "He was about to commit a forbidden act, a transgression, for a man should never go through a woman's handbag." Bookseller Laurent Letellier comes across an abandoned handbag on a Parisian street and feels impelled to return it to its owner. The bag contains no phone or contact information, but a small red notebook with handwritten thoughts and musings reveals a person that Laurent would very much like to meet. Without even a name to go on, how is he to find one woman in a city of millions? And then there's a few lovely little quotes. "Resist this novel if you can. It's the very quintessence of French romance, the times." It just sounds so cosy and so sweet and so lovely. I love the cover. It's translated from the French by Jane Aitken. And they have free bookmarks that you can pick up when you're in the bookshop. So, and Sarah bought a copy of this as well, and we both, or did she buy this one or a different one? No, she bought a different one. She bought one with flowers in the title, but I can't remember. I'll ask her and I'll put it on the screen so you know which one she picked up. Or you can go and watch her vlog, I'm sure she'll mention it. But we both picked up the same bookmark, translated works. I read a lot of translated fiction, and I really enjoy fiction translated from Japanese. I just really enjoy the way that it translates. It works well in my head. And yeah, so I'm glad to have got that bookmark, and I'm very glad to have got that book, which I think is definitely coming on holiday with me. And then the freebies I got, they had this from Macmillan Collectors Library. It's a free sampler, an invitation to discover the 10 best parties in literature. It's from the Macmillan Collectors Library. So in here it has got, let me have a look. It's got excerpts from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different books. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I've read that. Emma by Jane Austen. I've read that. The Three Musketeers by Alexandre Dumas. I have not read that. Vanity Fair by William Thackeray. I've not read that. Passing by Nella Larson. I've not read that and I've not heard of that. Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I have not read that. Obviously very familiar with the film. Mrs. Dalloway, Virginia Woolf. Not read that. The Diary of a Nobody by George and Whedon Crossmith. Not read that. Wonderful Adventures of Mrs. Seacole in Many Lands by Mary Seacole. Not read that. And Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, which of course I have read. And they've got extracts from all of those books about parties, and I thought that was lovely. And now my battery's about to go and I'm going to have to change it. And then I'll show you the very last thing. I asked Dan to come and tell us all about the books that he's enjoying at the moment, but I also won't allow him to get on the bed in his outside clothes. So now he can't. Unless you're prepared to change into your pyjamas for that task. I picked up in, oh I didn't say did I, we went to Waterstones as well, and oh it was lovely. And again we were in Waterstones, one of the booksellers came over and recommended books to us, and I was really tempted. They had one on one of their front tables which was The Bee Sting. It was one that almost won the Booker Prize in 2023 but didn't. But he was really recommending it, and Sarah bought one, and I bought a copy of that, and it was in the buy one get one free, and she got another one, but I can't remember what it was. But I resisted in Waterstones, and also partly because I think, well, if I did want anything, I could ask Lilia to get it and she could get a discount. So I was being a bit sort of selfish there. But it was such a lovely atmosphere in both bookshops, so many just people, conversations going around about books, and just, oh, it was so lovely. And in the independent bookshop, which, by the way, we had, I'm seeing my head's all over the place. The independent bookshop, Books on the Hill, has two doors. One is the entrance to the bookshop and one is the entrance to the cafe upstairs. And you would have seen that in the video. But they had their own exhibition, that mini exhibition of Daphne du Maurier's actual writing desk they had. And it's made from a converted piano. Oh, it was lovely. Sarah and I both touched it. And there was all these wonderful photos of her, you know, looking really chic and cool, and all these little things with her handwriting. I love seeing exhibitions where you can see an author's actual handwriting. Or any historical figure's actual handwriting. I love that. It was so lovely. It's honestly, if you live anywhere within an hour to 2 hours drive of that bookshop, it's so worth the trip. But if it's independent bookshops in England, stock Book Time, which is the publication for independent bookshops. Am I making that up? Oh, here, yes. Book Time is available exclusively from independent bookshops. You can't request copies, and it won't be available in chains. So if ever I'm in an independent bookshop, I try to pick up the most recent one, and it's so good. It has really good articles about authors, particular books, upcoming publications, interviews with people, which I think I've already said. It's so informative, and it's just, oh, I just love it. Oh, there's a whole thing here about Bob Mortimer. He's got another novel, The Hotel Avocado. I haven't read the Satsuma Complex yet. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, so I've got that to read as well. So I feel like I've had an absolutely brilliant day. It's been fantastic. And Phoebe's at friends and Lilia's watching New Girl, and nothing is required of me because Dan does dinner on a Friday, pizza on a Friday. So I'm going to sit and knit. Double thumbs up.
So cool.
I'm so... Hey! I'm cool like the Fonz.
Why do you want to divorce your wife, sir? Because she's too cool.
Because she thinks she's the Fonz. Ow. Those are my socks. Right, here you go, pigs. There you go, Peggy. There you go, hey, hey. Well, here's Martha. Hi, Maths. Hello, Maths. Are you enjoying your seeds? She's doing really well. All her feathers are going back. She's got a little patch here and a little patch at the front. And you're still super friendly, aren't you? Oh, Peggy's got up. Here's Hannah. Hi, Hannah. She's got a really red comb. Really upright now, isn't it? It's not floppy anymore. Feathers are almost all in. Nice fluffy bum. Hi. There's Hey Hey. There's Hey Hey. There she is. Looking fabulous. Good morning. I'm just writing the dates on the egg. The date. Oh, I haven't got my watch on. What is the date? Hold on. It's the 13th. Saturday the 13th. So I made my pizza last night and ran out of room for eggs. Oh no. Bought some new egg boxes and they came with stickers. So it's fresh barn eggs, which isn't strictly true because they don't live in a barn, but I'll pop some in here and then I can give some to my mum. and I see her probably tomorrow. It's now Saturday and I'm about to run Lilia to work. Dan's at football training Phoebe, and then I'm going to go on my long walk. I do a 7 or 8 mile walk usually on a Saturday. I love it. I'm going to finish listening to my audiobook. I think I've got a couple of hours left, so I should get a good hour and a half listened to on my walk, and then I'm going to come back and do lots of editing because I've got another video to edit and I've got this one to edit, and it's going to be lovely because I really enjoy editing. So I'm going to finish the vlog here, and apologies for not finishing it on the day. And you would have just seen the chickens, obviously. I've had a lot of requests for a bit of an update on them, so hopefully you saw there. They are doing really well. They're all getting along fabulously. The pecking order has been established and it's not dramatic. And they're getting on really well. They're happy, their feathers are growing in, their combs are bright red, not floppy anymore. And they're just delightful. We love them. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little day out bookish content with chickens and other things thrown in, and I will see you again in the next one. I think the next video is going to be the walking vlog, because Dan and I are going to do a coastal walk from where are we doing, Ramsgate to Sandwich, I think. I can't remember. We're sort of walking the Kent coast in sections. I'll try to remember to link the videos I've already posted on this channel about that. And we're going to do one of those walks on Monday, and I'm going to film it. So that'll be the next video for me. I'm going to shut up and I'll see you again very soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.